Here is a list of equipment needed for a full O-ring replacement. We recommend purchasing genuine Tackwise parts for optimum tool performance. Always ensure you take the necessary safety precautions before starting. We recommend wearing safety goggles, gloves, and facing the tool away from your face at all times. Always ensure your tool is disconnected from the airline and all fasteners have been removed before starting. Prepare your work area by laying out all of the O-rings on your work surface. Begin removing the cylinder cap by unscrewing the 4 bolts with your Allen key. Remove the gasket from the cylinder cap. Remove the head valve and spring from the cylinder cap by tapping on a wooden block or hard surface. Use the hook or chosen tool to carefully remove the O-rings from the head valve one at a time. Match with the correct size and replace, ensuring each new O-ring is correctly placed into position. Take care not to damage the new O-rings here. If damaged, do not use, as this may cause the tool to malfunction. Place the old O-rings to the side of your workstation to ensure they don't get mixed up with the new O-rings. Lightly oil. Reassemble the head valve and spring. Use your chosen tool to remove the cylinder and piston assembly. Remove the bumper. Remove the piston assembly and collar from the cylinder. Carefully remove the O-rings on the cylinder one at a time and replace with the new ones. Remove the O-rings from the collar and carefully replace. Lightly oil. Reassemble the collar onto the cylinder and click into position. Carefully remove the O-rings from the piston assembly and replace with the new ones. Check the bumper for wear and tear. If you see any signs of damage such as tears or cracks, do not use, as this may cause the tool to malfunction. Reassemble the bumper. Lightly oil the piston assembly and reassemble into the cylinder. Carefully guide the cylinder back into the main body of the tool and click into position. Reassemble the gasket and cylinder cap. Using the Allen key to tighten each of the 4 Allen bolts a little at a time, ensuring each bolt is evenly screwed down. Take care not to over-tighten the bolts here, as this may damage the gaskets. Begin removing the cylinder cap by unscrewing the 4 bolts with your Allen key. Remove the cylinder, piston assembly, collar and bumper, and store safely to the side of your workspace. Use your pick and hook tool to carefully remove the washer and trigger pin. Remove the trigger and trigger spring and store safely in a dish to the side of your workspace. Use your spanner to loosen and remove the trigger valve guide, trigger valve stem and spring behind it. To remove the trigger valve head, you'll need to go in through the top of the tool, as demonstrated, and push the part downwards. The trigger valve head will release where the trigger sits. Use the hook or chosen tool to remove the O-rings from the trigger valve guide and trigger valve stem one at a time. Match with the correct size and carefully replace all the O-rings. Reassemble the trigger valve head after checking the seal for wear and tear. If damaged, replace and reassemble into the tool. Reassemble the spring, trigger valve stem and trigger valve guide using your spanner to tighten the trigger valve guide. Press the trigger spring into the trigger and reassemble into the tool, ensuring the spring is lined up with the trigger valve guide. Secure the trigger by reassembling the trigger pin and washer. Carefully guide the cylinder, piston assembly, collar and bumper back into the main body of the tool. Reassemble the cylinder cap using the Allen key to tighten each of the 4 Allen bolts a little at a time, ensuring each bolt is evenly screwed down. Take care not to over-tighten the bolts here, as this may damage the gaskets. We recommend testing the tool before use to ensure the trigger mechanism works in accordance with the manual.